Pasofino Gold has just announced a $12 million non-brokered private placement to advance their Dugbe gold project in Liberia. It hosts nearly 4 million ounces of gold resources across 2 deposits, and it's backed by Mansa Resources as controlling shareholder. Joining us is Brett Richards, CEO of Pasofino, actually from Hong Kong, where they're going under a typhoon right now. Brett, welcome to the show. Thank you again for joining us. Can you first walk us through the terms of the raise and what made this the right time and structure for Pasofino?
Yeah, sure, Rachel. Thanks for having me on. So the terms of the private placement are we're doing a 50-cent unit, and a unit contains one share of Pasofino Gold and one full warrant, 2-year warrant at 75 cents. And the timing for this is ideal for us. We have just completed a gap analysis of our historic 2022 feasibility study, and it's 3 years on. It's a little dated, and so the gap analysis has identified the work streams we need to do to update the feasibility study over the next 8 months to bring it into a bankable state. So this fundraising is really going to go into the ground. We will be doing some drilling. We will be doing some metallurgical test work, but really it's all in conjunction to getting the feasibility study updated by the end of Q1 of next year.
Okay. And what I've read is that next to the feasibility study update, you're also repaying back the Liberian government and, of course, allocating funds to working capital. Can you break down these other priorities for the company and also explain the whole repayment situation?
Yeah, sure. So over the last 6 years, we've been operating under a mineral development agreement, and they tend to be for mining operators rather than exploration companies. So there are some obligations under that mineral development agreement that we are going to bring into full compliance by April of 2026, and there's about $6.5 million US dollars allocated to the actual work on the ground to update the feasibility study. And then there's a small G&A both in Liberia and corporately to keep things moving along. We have very, very small overheads. I'm the only full-time employee of Pasofino Gold, so our overheads are quite low.
Well, talk to us about where the Dugbe project stands today in terms of development and also what the future feasibility study update aims to accomplish compared to previous work.
Sure. The 2022 feasibility study illustrated pretty robust economics, but it was run, the pit shells were constrained in the resource model at $1,600 gold, and the whittle shells in the mine plan were run at $1,700 gold. Obviously, we're 3 years on, and the gold price environment has changed dramatically. So that will be kind of the first thing we look at. And to certainly redo the resource inventory, the MRE, and redo the resource model. That's first and foremost. Everything will come off the back of that, and we will resequence the mine plan. Obviously, with a higher gold price, we will be completely resequencing the mine plan as a result of it. But we also need to update some other studies we're going to do, trade-off studies. The recoveries they used in 2022 were 83%. We actually think by doing some small metallurgical test work and some variability analysis, we should be able to get that closer to 90, and then finalize our process flow sheet. Right now, it's conventional crush grind CIL, but we want to also look at flotation as a way of increasing our recoveries. And we may stay with crush grind CIL. We may introduce flotation in maybe year 5 on a different feasibility study as we go deeper into Tucson. We get deeper into the higher grade sulfides. So there's a number of things that we're going to be running in parallel. Not to mention, we need to update the CapEx, of which we'll be doing a trade-off study on power to see if we can generate power with a third party, possibly with conventional diesel and solar, rather than LNG, which the last feasibility study contemplated. And then we'll be updating kind of the operating costs as well. We don't anticipate the project capital is going to going to materially change. It's probably going to stay around $430 million US. And we think, given the fact we'll outsource power, our all-in sustaining costs are at 1005 right now from the 2022 study. I expect they're going to go to $1,300 or $1,400 with normal inflationary adjustments, and also and also the power requirement as well. But that still leaves an extremely healthy margin. And when we look at the gold price sensitivity from the last feasibility study, using the model and using the $1,600 resource model, this project sensitizes up to $3,100 gold. It has well over $2.5 billion of post-tax NPV. So you can imagine what the study is going to show when we update the top revenue line based on where gold price is today and what assumptions we use for gold price going forward.
Well, we'll have to keep watching for the updated feasibility. You said it's going to be aimed at Q1 of next year. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're aiming at the end of Q1, early Q2 to get it completed. And the processes that will go on at that point in time is we will have all of our environmental permitting ready for submission in Q1. We will do that. We will have a technical report, NI 43-101, produced at the end of the feasibility study update. We will file that and make an application for our Class A mining license. So we will have materially de-risked the project to the point of working towards project financing to make a construction and investment decision.
Well, the last time you and I met here in the boardroom, we did a bit of a roundtable on, you're the mining jurisdiction in Liberia. Give us a bit of a refresher, and also any updates at all that you've had in the last few months in operating and building a mine out there.
Yeah, I've been in Liberia extensively over the past 3 months. Probably more than half my time have been spent in the country. And we've had a lot of really good meetings with the Mines and Energy Department, their technical committee, with the Liberian Revenue Authority, with the Ministry of Finance, with the House of Representatives, with our senators, with our host community senators, with our host community House of Representatives. And we have met with our host communities in the last 3 months as well. So everyone is very charged and very positive to get this project moving. This is a strategic interest to the country of Liberia. And, as far as jurisdictions go, geopolitically, I feel it's one of the most stable in West Africa and possibly even Africa when it comes to building a mine. And the Mineral Development Agreement is the framework for that stability. And the support we get behind it is just incredible. So I'm really looking forward to advancing this to getting it to the next stage.
Great. Well, again, thank you for being here, Brett, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Rachel. Look forward to it.
It's Vein, VEIN, on the TSXV for Pasofino. Thanks for watching.